Brooklyn Park is eyeing a development opportunity for a piece of land that used to be a park and ride lot. Metro Transit vacated the old Noble Park and Ride at 95th Avenue North back in 2014. Brooklyn Park bought the nearly 7-acre property last year. It's currently zoned as a public institution, but the city would like to get the property back on the tax rolls. City officials say they've taken calls about developing it.
I can see this being a really kind of great location for a developer. You know, transportation right there and right off the freeway, and some services and stuff there already. I can see this being sort of a hot commodity once we figure this out.
The city hopes to rezone the land next year and be ready for development proposals by late spring. A new report shows voting rates among college students nearly doubled between the previous 2 midterm elections. Student voting rates at Hennepin Technical College showed a similar spike. In 2014, during the middle of President Obama's second term, the student voting rate at Hennepin Tech was about 24%. In 2018, 2 years after President Trump was elected, the voting rate went up to 44%. The study was done by Tufts University in Massachusetts. It showed voting rates at campuses across the country rose to 39% in 2018. Water is something we take for granted in the land of 10,000 lakes. The Rotary Club of Maple Grove is embarking on a very ambitious project. They want to bring water to a region in central India and are partnering with 2 other clubs to build a dam. Shannon Slatton shows us more.
It will also have long-term impact. In fact, it will have impact for generations to come.
Raj Kankuri is the president-elect of the Maple Grove Rotary Club. He visited India recently to see the area where the club hopes to install a dam and change the lives of the people who live there.
India is having water crisis, and the situation gets worse in the smaller tribal areas.
Some areas get the majority of their water during the monsoon season, but that water doesn't stick around, which means people leave rural areas to go to the city during the dry months.
What this project would do is provide them sustainable income. They can grow different crops throughout the year.
The Maple Grove Club partnered with 2 other clubs in India and a non-governmental organization to build the dam. They hope to have it up and running in 2020.
My hope is we can do more. Water is one part. There's education, there's health, there's so many things we can do.
The total cost of the project is $30,000. The Maple Grove Rotary Club's portion is $20,000, and so far they've gotten some district grants to help pay for it. Here's something for high school students to think about. It's an opportunity to get college credits, and as Neil Persley explains, it adds up to big savings.
Josh Gilbert is a doer.
Well, I chose welding because I really wanted to experience a hands-on course instead of just sitting in the classroom, twiddling your thumbs.
As a senior at Maple Grove Senior High, he's also taking advantage of Pseo course offerings at Hennepin Tech.
I always like to say it's your first start into most of your careers.
Pseo stands for Post-Secondary Enrollment Options.
Pseo is really an opportunity for high school students to start going to college while they're still in high school. So you start working on most of your credits. It's free to the students, which is really nice.
The courses Josh has taken have added up to real savings.
It's probably saved me about $2,000 instead of having to pay it out of pocket or get a loan for it all. High school has let me do what I wanted to do.
Josh already has a lawnmower repair business that he has started, and the classes at Hennepin Technical blend perfectly with his hands-on style of work.
The other advantage is really starting earlier. So most of the students can start working on their associate's degree. They can either finish their associate's degree before they even graduate high school.
At Hennepin Technical College, there are about 1,200 students taking part in Pseo or concurrent enrollment programs. And the Pseo program is not only for technical colleges, it's available for all high school students wanting to get a jump on their college core classes.
Save a lot of money, save a lot of time, and that student can also go and just say, hey, you know what, I didn't like welding or I didn't like this program, I want to switch over and try something else.
High school students can begin taking college courses through the Pseo program as early as 10th grade.
Next semester I'll be taking more electricians classes.
One thing is for certain, after high school, Josh Gilbert will not be an idle man. From Hennepin Technical College, Neil Persley, CCX News.
An educator from Robbinsdale area schools will have a seat at the table for a first-of-its-kind governor's initiative to improve the outcomes of young women in Minnesota.
They've seen my passion for helping implement the changes that I want to see to help better our state and our nation, and so I was very ecstatic and very excited to be able to be accepted.
Athena Cloud is the District 281 American Indian educator and a member of the Red Lake Band of Chippewa. We caught up with her at an educational event at Robbinsdale Middle School. Cloud will serve on the Young Women's Cabinet that brings together nonprofits, businesses, and government to help achieve equal opportunities for all women. Santa's accepting mail, and he's writing back. In Plymouth, there are 3 locations where children and their families can drop off mail: Plymouth City Hall, Plymouth Ice Center, and Plymouth Creek Center. They get about 300 letters every year. Volunteers like Sarah Josephs make sure the letters get to Santa.
Their letters off, and then we make sure the letters get up to Santa, and then each kiddo that drops off their letter with a returned self-addressed stamped envelope gets a personalized response back from Santa and his team, and it's kind of just a great way to get excited about the season.
Santa's mailbox in Plymouth will accept letters November 25th through December 6th. Santa also has a mailbox at New Hope City, which can take letters through December 16th.
The Hopkins girls basketball team is a favorite to win another state title, and the Royals are excited to put in the work to get there. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
For the Hopkins girls basketball team, success starts at practice.
We always say that we want practices to be more intense than games, and I would say that always happens. We push each other really hard when we're scrimmaging each other, kind of with the hopes that we never play against anyone harder than ourselves, or there's no situation that we haven't faced in practice already.
The team that won the state title last season returns almost entirely intact, led by senior guard Paige Beckers. Beckers is one of 5 Royals who have Division I offers, which gives Hopkins a talent level most other teams can't match. But putting all that talent on the floor at the same time can be difficult to manage.
If they don't worry about all that external stuff, we're going to be fine. If they let that creep into their head or worry about their personal stats and who's getting touches and who's in the crowd to see who, then it can be poison. I look at it and just kind of say, don't worry about that. Remember, this can be a really fun thing. It was amazing last year. Enjoy the ride. Don't let the external stuff bother you.
The Royals never seem to be a selfish team, though, and maybe that's because they follow a simple formula. Talent aside, every girl commits to playing stifling defense.
Well, as one of our coaches says, it's here and right here, and it's just all hard work and being willing to get up and defend. We always say it kind of comes down to what's in your head and what's in your heart. It's not about how athletic you are, it's about how tough you are. I think it affects them because they get tired, and when they get tired, that's when we really keep pushing them. And then our defensive pressure really frazzles their guard, so it's hard for them to bring it up. And yeah, mostly pressure and them getting tired.
The state tournament is 4 months away, and Hopkins certainly has a great chance to be there. But for now, maybe we'll just sit back and enjoy the ride. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
We'll have highlights from the Royals season opener at the Breakdown Sports Tip-Off Classic Monday on our Sports Jam show on CCX. Maple Grove and Centennial met in the Section 5 AA girls hockey final a year ago, with the Crimson winning to advance to the state tournament. The team's first meeting since then came at Maple Grove this week in the Northwest Suburban Conference game. Maple Grove's number 10 Stella Retrum picks up a loose puck in front of the Cougars' net and scores with 7 seconds left in the first period. The 6th goal of the season for the freshman. It's 1-0 Crimson after 1. Lauren Stensley gets a breakaway for Maple Grove in the second, but Anna Gilgosh comes up with a big stop, and it remains 1-0 through 2 periods. In goal for Maple Grove, Brooke Casibo, and the junior posts her first career varsity shutout, turning away 20 shots. Maple Grove hangs on for a 1-0 win. Casibo earned her second shutout Thursday as the Crimson beat Champlain Park Coon Rapids 2-0. Two local girls hockey teams that should contend in the very tough Section 6 AA tournament at the end of the season faced off in an early season thriller. Wayzata visiting Benilde-St. Margaret's in this one. Wayzata's Gretchen Branton with a nice toe drag movement. She finishes for a 2-0 lead in the first period. Benilde's Mary Zavarall breaks in and zips the shot top corner to put the Red Knights on the board. A nice goal in the second period as Sophie Urban wins the faceoff to herself and sets up Branton. The Trojans are up 4-1 after 2. Benilde rallies in the third though. Avery Junker digs out the rebound in the slot and puts it away, cutting the Trojans' lead to 4-3. Then Lucy Hansen walks into the middle and snaps a quick shot home, and it's 4-all. So we go to overtime, and Branton caps a big night with a laser under the crossbar. It's the game winner. The Trojans win it. 5-4 is the final.